Welcome back, guys, to the NBA 2K23 MyNBA Expansion series with the Vancouver Woodsmen. And today we come off of a great opening game in Year 4 in which Simon Anderson dropped 39 points on the Portland Trail Blazers. You're probably wondering, why are we watching highlights from a game in which we played the Knicks? Well, I decided to record our next two games against the Knicks on the road and then against the Clippers at home, just to show off some of the highlights from those games before we start simming. So we're going to go right into those two games worth of highlights, probably going to be a few minutes each, just to show the story of both of those games. Then afterwards, we'll sim and then watch our showcase game against the first overall pick from the previous draft, Calvin Gordon and the San Antonio Spurs. Before these two games that I recorded, I did add more plays to our playbook because we only had one play for cutter, one play for mid-range, and only 5 for pick and roll. So I added 5 or thereabouts for each of those three kinds of plays, because this would give the ball to Rivers, I hope, more than he usually would, because mid-range is his top priority for calling plays for him. It also gives us the chance to see more buckets scored at the rim, perhaps, because more guys are cutting and getting open off of those kinds of plays too. So less of the same plays being run and more diversity in terms of that. But let's go right into these highlights, and we'll come out of that and go into simming. So when I started to watch this game, I did not actually record the first quarter, just the second, third, and fourth quarter. So don't have any highlights from there, but obviously you're watching the fourth quarter highlights at this point. We shot the ball extremely well from beyond the arc in this one. Everybody got involved. Everybody knocked down some shots, and we played a really complete team game on offense and defense, knocking down shots, blocking shots, getting stops, and we were in front the entire way. The Knicks never led, and we took this one by 12 on the road. But now here we go at home in the home opener against the Clippers. And this one was a pretty tough game, I have to say. Anderson played well once again for the third straight game in a row to start the season. But Anthony Edwards, as you're seeing on your screen right now, is absolutely insane. He scored 9 of his team's first 14 points. And him and Anderson went kind of back-to-back and toe-for-toe in this one. But eventually, Edwards kind of outpaced him by the end of things. But we tried to keep ourselves up. We eventually were down by 7 at the end of the first quarter, 32-25. And we had some things to work on here. But Miles Turner got involved from deep once again. He shot the ball very well from downtown in these first couple of games, albeit not shooting that much, but very efficiently. Edwards, that right there was his worst shot by far, and we turned this into a 3 on the other end for Anderson, who, as I said, once again had a 25-plus point game to start the season. Another 3 for him right here from downtown, and that cuts the game to 2. But later on, down by 4, Rivers finds him inside. Nice play call right there. 4-point game here, and Herb Jones gets involved on the offense prior to halftime. And then Tyus Jones, former Woodsman, makes it a 4-point game prior to halftime. In the second, Anderson kept things going. On the move 3 that goes in. Now a block for Miles Turner. We really tried to keep ourselves in this game the whole way, and Rivers had a couple of nice plays himself. But this third quarter eventually became all LA, as that shot by Edwards was insane. He had 34 points at this point, and the game wasn't done just yet. Anderson's still trying to keep his thing going on. Azette gets involved offensively and knocks down a 3. Still want to see more from him this season. Dosunmu has actually not been bad off the bench from what I have seen in the early goings of the season. He's been a pretty solid offensive piece, knocking down some shots in each of these first couple of games. But Anderson, a couple of plays here on defense too, as he takes that one all the way himself. And now fourth quarter time, down by 15. Russell knocks down a 3. Still want to get him going here offensively this year. He has not shot the ball well to start in these first couple of games. Edwards with a crazy acrobatic layup right there to give him 46 on the night, and we would lose by 10, 118 to 108. So we lose the home opener. So after the home opener, we are now 2-1 on the season. And now we're going to sim our next 5 games in order to watch this one on the 10th of November to take on the Spurs and the first overall pick. So let's go ahead and get right down to it. Anderson, by the way, just 3 great games to start his year. He is averaging, like 29 points per game or something. It's absurd. It is 31 points per game through 3 games. So he's off to a great start, shooting absolutely lights out from the field and from 3. Again, it's 3 games, but he's been great. So we have simmed 5 games, and we go 1-4 in those games. And most of these were home games too. So now we are 3-5 to start the season, 1-4 at home, and 2-1 on the road. The offense has been better than last year through 8 games, but 3-5 is not a good start. So first, we lost by 8 to Cleveland, in which we allowed 52 points. We got outscored by 27 in the fourth quarter, and they came back and won. We should have won this game by a long shot, but instead we throw it away in the fourth quarter, and we lose. Anderson has another great game, 27 points, and 11 for 14 from the field. D'Lo drops 22, Bane 14, 5, and 6. The Cavaliers got 28 and 12 for Mobley, and they had 3 guys score 20 or more. But you have to win this game. We shot poorly from beyond the arc in this one, but we should have won this game easily. Then we lost our first matchup against San Antonio. This one was on the road. We lost by 6. Another game where we led going into the fourth quarter, and we end up getting outscored in this one by 14 points to lose by 6. So 2 straight games blowing a fourth quarter lead and losing by less than 10. That is not a good sign. Sochan drops 21 for the Spurs. Calvin Gordon, 13 points, 11 boards. Only took 4 shots, but 9 free throws. He did foul out. Bane drops 23. His first 20-plus point game for us in Vancouver. D'Lo drops 21, 5 for 15. Trying to get him going, but he has not shot the ball well to start this season. Anderson drops 17 points, 6 for 11. He's still shooting the ball very well. But we lose again. We shot 37% as a team. That's got to change. We bounce back by taking down Chicago. Bane drops 19 points, Anderson 18 points, Azette 16. The Bulls got 32 and 15 from DeJounte Murray and 20 from Zach LaVine. And we do hang on this time for the win, but also we have not shut the ball very well from 3 these last 3 games in a row. But then the 8-3 Thunder take us down at home. Another fourth quarter blowout. Look at this, 38-19 in the fourth quarter. We lose by 16. We had a fourth quarter lead to start, and they come back and they just destroy us. This is a problem. It's becoming more apparent than ever that the fourth quarter team right now is not where it needs to be. Rivers drops 21. Anderson drops 20. The Thunder had 32, 7, and 11 from SGA. They had 4 guys score 21 or more. And this time we shot the ball very well from downtown. We shot very well overall, but it might have been free throws that cost us, which has been a constant this year as well. We have seen several games where the free throw difference between us and them is just huge. There's been a couple of games where it's been close, but half the games so far, they have taken a lot more free throws than we have. And the point-paint battle has not gone well for us in most of these games. And now we come off a loss against the Phoenix Suns at home. And we also lost by 5. It was tied going into the fourth quarter, and they outscore us by 5 to win by as much. Rivers drops 29, Anderson drops 21, Bane drops 15, still looking for more from him offensively. And the Suns had 32 from Keldon Johnson, 22 from Green, 18 and 14 from DeAndre Ayton. And we shot well from three this game. We shot okay as a team. Free throws were close, but we lost the points in the paint by a wide margin, despite both teams shooting pretty similarly from downtown. So, point paint battle is a concern. Free throw shooting was a concern, but it's kind of seemed like it's kind of dying down now. But the fourth quarter, defense and offense, and the paint control, those are the two things that are costing us games right now. So we are 3-5. The Spurs are 5-5. How do we diagnose the issue? Is there more to it? Is it play calling? Is it players not stepping up? It's hard to know this early in the year. I think we will overcome this obstacle, but you want to try and find out the answers before it's too late. We're only 3-5, but still work to be done. They've got Kristaps Porzingis, Keldon Johnson, Calvin Gordon, Tommy Shepard, and more. They have a really solid roster, which is why they're probably 5-5. And we're going to try and make our way back to 500 today. We won't get there today, but I want to see if we can at least make some progress. We have 4 straight home games, including this one. So we hope to improve from 1-4 to hopefully 5-4 after this home stretch is over. So let's see if we can do that and start off a win streak right now at home against San Antonio. They will start Trey Jones, Derek White, Tommy Shepard, Keldon Johnson, and Calvin Gordon. Kristaps comes off the bench as their best overall player. And Vancouver starts D'Lo, Desmond Bane, Anderson, Rivers, and Miles Turner. Let's go. So here we are, trying to get things back on track after a losing streak and a 3-5 record. Can we do it with a game here at home in Rogers Arena? Let's see how we do. The first play is a play for Anderson. He will not fire, instead goes to Russell. Now 5 on the shot clock for Vancouver. Russell had a lane. He goes back to Turner instead, and he scores to get us started. Trey Jones in the paint. He will fire, and he scores to get the Spurs on the board. Russell for 3 after finding some space. He knocks it down. An assist and 3 points to start the game for him. Again, we're trying to see if he can shoot better than he has to start the year. Because also last year, towards the end especially, he was not shooting very well when watching. He has not shot the ball well for simming and for watching, as Turner blocks that shot by Derek White. But want to see if Russell can find his stroke, especially early on. But he misses the shot at the rim. So Calvin Gordon against Miles Turner. He goes up, and he missed it. Johnson can't tip it back in, and we've got the ball. Russell, mid-range jumper. That one hits back iron. If he continues to shoot poorly, I'm probably going to take him off of plays that result in him shooting so much, because I want to get better looks for guys that can actually shoot better than he's doing right now. But Keldon Johnson, a nice move to lay that one in. And it's 5-4. Rivers to Bane. Has a decent look, mid-range. Can't knock it down. And Trey Jones gets to it before Bane can get the offensive board. Keldon Johnson squares up, fires a 3 and hits. And the Spurs are in front. Anderson off the screen, pulls the trigger from deep, but it's off this time. Trey Jones off the screen. Goes back to White for a 3, and his shot is in. And we call timeout, down by 5. Here's Russell, screen from Turner. He will pull the trigger. That shot is off as well. Now a quick 3 for Shepard on the other end. Never got himself squared up for it. Now Anderson, mid-range jumper. That's contested and off the mark. The offense already off to kind of a slow start compared to what we have seen previously. Trey Jones in the paint against Miles Turner. He'll fire, and he missed it. Good defense. Bane to Russell. A lot of open space this time, and it's good from deep. Shepard over Anderson. The shot is up and in. 12-8 San Antonio, 5 for 9. We are 3 for 9. Russell, open mid-range jumper, hits back iron again. He has already taken 6 of our first 10 shots. Keldon Johnson with it. Spinning, going back to White, top of the key, and he knocks down a 3 again. D'Angelo Russell in the paint. That's not a good shot. Already 7 shots for Russell, and I want to get Bane the ball more. I want to get Anderson more shots, obviously. So that might be a thing that we have to fix sooner than later. As we get a steal here, jarred loose by Desmond Bane. And now Russell fires immediately on the other end. What is going on with him? Jones off the screen from Calvin Gordon. Can't go back to him. The shot is blocked by Turner. But of course, we rebound it while stepping out of bounds. The Spurs keep possession, up by 7. The offense and defense trying to find their own footing here to start as Turner gets a steal. Great job to jar the ball loose as the pass was intended for Gordon. Bane pulls up and hits his first shot. But a 13-5 run of the last 6 minutes for San Antonio has them in front by 5. And that is our cue to sim ahead to the second quarter and see where things lie there. We jump ahead with about 7.5 to go until halftime as Rivers draws the foul on Kristaps. We're already in the bonus in the second. But we are up 40-39 because Rivers bricked the first free throw and he goes 1 for 2. We lead 41-39, putting together a solid second quarter so far. We've scored 20 points after a 21-point first quarter. So trying to see if we can now keep this up because apparently we've been playing pretty well in this quarter as Rivers hits that ball out of bounds. It was off of Kristaps actually, so another good defensive play. We've seen a couple of those already. But can the offense continue this solid start to the second quarter? Let's find out. Bane waiting for a screen from Turner. He will step back, now spin and fire an open jumper. Not sure the spin was necessary there. Tommy Shepard with it. Gets by Anderson and Turner, but missed the layup. Turner to Anderson. He won't fire, instead goes to Bane. Now he'll take a screen from Rivers and fire a 3 off of it, but it won't go. Shepard attacking and drawing the foul on Anderson. Shepard's first free throw is up and good. He's got 5 points. And he goes 1 for 2. Anderson with it. Feeds Turner. He almost took a really bad shot. Glad he chose not to. Bane to Russell. Time counting down. Let's hope he makes this shot. And he does. Derek White waits for a screen from Porzingis. He'll try to get back to him right over the fingertips of Rivers. And it's a 1-score game, a 1-point game. Rivers hands off to Russell. He's got a lot of space for a 3, but he missed it. I'm really considering if we talk about maybe starting Wellington over Russell, because as of right now, he's not shooting very well. He is constantly taking some ill-advised shots and also takes them while he's like on the move, not even bothering to square himself up. As Bane knocks that mid-range jumper down. But I don't know, it seems like that we're not getting the offensive production scoring-wise that we wanted from him. So just a thing to think about. Keldon Johnson with the ball. Guarded by Izzetz. Now Dosunmu comes to help, but it does not work. Johnson still finds the basket. They've shot 48% to our 39. Dosunmu off the screen from Smith. He'll pass back to him. Nice find. Derek White with it. A screen. He'll fire off it, and it's good. Wellington to a Zet. He won't pull the trigger from deep. Instead, takes it to low block. Now Wellington off a screen. Will fire, and it's off. Keldon Johnson again has it. Zet staying in front of him. Good defense. Under 3 to play in the first half. Wellington can't knock it down from deep, but Herb Jones is there for the offensive board and the putback slam. Vancouver in front 49-46. Screen from Sochan. White attacks the basket. The layup is off, though. Good stop again by Herb Jones. Dosunmu has the ball. Smith sets the screen. Dosunmu finds Smith, who passed up a 3. He goes to a Zet for a deep one, and that one is off. Not the best possession right there by Vancouver. Want to find a better shot than that. Johnson, baseline drive. He missed the layup, but a foul is called. The first on a Zet, the fourth on Vancouver. The first free throw is off, though. Lucky break for us. So Johnson goes 1 for 2 as Malachi Branham checks in. Wellington to a Zet, wide open. So much space for a 3, and he hits that. Nothing but net. Zet is another guy that we want to see get going. Want to see him improve and take that next step this year, shooting-wise, because I want him to be a part of this team, but only if he steps up, obviously. So a 5-point lead for Vancouver right now with 1:20 left and the ball. Wellington has it. Screen from Jalen Smith. Space. The shot is off, though. Trey Jones goes back out to Branham, who has had a cold game so far, but he knocks it down from the corner for 3. Smith with the ball. Waiting for someone to get open here, I think. He'll hand off to Dosunmu, who will fire. Top of the key, but it hits back iron. No shot clock left. Spurs down by 2, trying to tie or take a lead going into halftime. Johnson back out to Trey Jones. He'll pass up the 3. Sochan sets the screen. Jones has his shot blocked by Jones, but he finds Johnson off the offensive rebound. Got deflected right back to him, and of course they score off of that. A Zet to end the half. Can't knock it down. We're down 53-52 at the break. Work to be done offensively. Start of the third quarter, and I want to see more from the starters. We didn't really give Anderson the ball that much in the first half, which I think needs to change for us to win games like this where it's close. Also want to see Desmond Bane get the ball more, and again, I want D'Lo to shoot less, pass more. That's what I'm looking for here in this second half. But the Spurs will start with the ball in this half. Trey Jones to Derek White, has some space for a 3, and he missed it, but Shepard gets the board, puts it back in, plus a foul on Anderson. So a 3-point play opportunity, and Tommy Shepard makes it count. Russell off the screen from Rivers, fires, high arcing, and it bounces out. And now Calvin Gordon on the other end is wide open as Turner was way too slow to get back in transition. We have not seen much from the first overall pick, but he is there, making a quiet impact on this game. Russell again fires off a screen and it hits a 3, which has been by far his best area shooting-wise in this game. But again, he shot 27% in that first half. He's 1 for 2 to start the second. And I want to see Anderson fire the ball, shoot more. Keldon Johnson off the screen for a 3. That one is out. A chance for us to tie with a 3 of our own if we choose to do so. Rivers, a mismatch against White. He fades away. The mid-range jumper is off. That's not a bad look for him. But Calvin Gordon gets by him. That's a bad defensive look for Horace Rivers as Gordon gets to the basket for the second time in a row. On the road, Calvin Gordon, 20 points per game this season so far. Good start to the rookie campaign for him. Russell, mid-range jumper. This time it falls. And now Keldon Johnson gets behind the defense, but Turner ends up forcing the stop either way, so good job there. Russell off the screen from Turner. Goes back to him. He fires a three, but it's off the mark. And it rolls out of bounds. Spurs get the ball back. By the way, I think I already mentioned this, but the plays that I added were already part of the playbook during those highlighted games where I showed the Knicks and the Clippers at home. So the playbook is not the issue here. It's just, I think D'Angelo Russell probably is the biggest guy to pin the blame on here. But again, Anderson still has not taken a shot this half, and I want to see him take one. And there it is. It's not a great look, but at least it's something. Calvin Gordon on the other end draws the foul on Turner, his second. Gordon, his first free throw is good. 80% at the free throw line in his rookie season to this point, as he knocks down both, and now we're down by 7. Turner against Gordon. That's not a good shot at all. That was very heavily contested. Derek White back to Gordon. He has an open three. He can knock those down, and he does just that. Now we're seeing him come to play here in this third quarter. And all of a sudden, we are down by 10. Russell off the screen from Rivers. Out of a shot goes to Bane, who can't hang on. He steps out of bounds. Man, this is frustrating. Trey Jones attacks. It's blocked by Horace Rivers. Good job on defense this time. Russell has his shot blocked. Can we do something on offense here? Come on, guys. This is ridiculous. Kristaps on the other end attacks Rivers inside. Another good defensive stop. Russell to Anderson. Now a screen from Rivers. The mid-range jumper won't fall. Not even he can knock a shot down this quarter. Kristaps attacks on Turner this time. Pausing and passing to the cutting Derek White, who draws the foul on Desmond Bane. If this turns into one of those games where they take a lot more free throws than we do, I'm going to be pissed. Got to be honest here. Those are not fun games to watch. White knocks down both. 12-point game. We really got to find something offensively here, or else we're going to be in a hole with not a lot of time to make up for it. Rivers, top of the key three. He knocks it down. A couple of nice plays on both ends for him. White gets by Russell. Nobody's there to step up. Screen from Rivers. Russell. Mid-range jumper. Out. Just never seems to be his day from the field these last couple of games, as that one is blocked. That goes to Desmond Bane. We have had quite a couple of blocks here in this quarter especially, but we have barely kept ourselves in this game. Anderson on the move off ball, trying to get himself open for a three. Instead fires a contested jumper, which rattles out. It's either good defense by the Spurs or bad offense by us, but I think it's probably both. Calvin Gordon can't get the ball. Turner intercepts the pass from Tommy Shepard. So the defense is stepping up. The offense needs to do the same. Russell back to Rivers. Open three. He knocks down 2 in a row. Rivers doing all he can on both ends to keep us in arm's reach. as the Spurs call timeouts. Up by 8, 5 to go in this quarter. We're going to jump ahead to the fourth quarter, watch the last 8 or 9 minutes. So we jump ahead, 8:35 to go in regulation. We got outscored at 27-18 in that third quarter. We outscored them 8-2 so far in the fourth, trying to keep that going. But we have seen so far that we have had some offensive troubles, but Rivers again steps up and gets the pass from Desmond Bane to make it a 2-point game. 82-80, Spurs have the ball with a lead. Keldon Johnson back to Gordon. He's wide open for 3, and that one rattles in 2. Calvin Gordon. I can see why the Spurs wanted that kind of player. He can stretch the floor and can score from anywhere. Bane waiting for a play to be drawn up. Nobody open yet. He takes the screen from Rivers, fires a 3. The shot is off Turner. Gets the offensive board, gets by Gordon, and scores. Good work. Sochan with the ball, goes back to Tommy Shepard. He waits for a screen from Gordon. He'll attack. Turner blocks the shot out of bounds. Time counting down. Johnson fires a 3 and can't knock it down. Vancouver a chance to tie it up if they knock down to 3. Just 2 second half points for Keldon Johnson after a 16-point first half. That's good news for us. Rivers fires in the face of Johnson and knocks it down. How has he been today? 6 for 7 from the field, 17 points. He has stepped up offensively. That's the kind of play that we need from our more so role player type guys like him. But Johnson scores on the other end. Anderson, wide open 3, but he can't knock it down. That would have been a pretty big shot right there. Still 6 minutes left to go, but Anderson only 10 points in this one. By far his lowest on the season to this point. As Turner blocks the shot by Johnson. Of course they get it back, and Gordon knocks down another 3. He is dangerous, man. 22 points for the first overall pick. Bane out to Russell. Space for a 3, but he missed it. Gordon against Bane, mismatch. The hook shot up and through. Rivers to Russell. He'll fire another 3. This time it drops. Keldon Johnson attacking, and he draws the foul on Turner. That's his third. Free throws for Johnson. The first is good. And he goes 2 for 2 at the line. Sochan checks out. Derek White comes back in. He's been solid today. Anderson fires on the baseline, but missed it. That's not a smart shot right there. And now Johnson wide open. And the bucket plus the foul. Nothing is going right for us in this game, is it? Johnson misses the free throw, though, so that's one thing, I guess, right there. But a lot of ground to make up these last 4.5 minutes. Anderson misses the shot, gets it back, goes up a second time and draws the foul. And that's the 5th on Johnson, which could be big if we can foul him out shortly in this next 1 or 2 minutes. The first free throw is good. Anderson now got 11 points and 6 boards. And he goes 2 for 2 at the stripe. 7-point game, 4:23 to go. Derek White with it. And now a blocking foul called on Turner. The Spurs are in the bonus. You're kidding me. Gordon was also wide open right behind Derek White, but he missed him. And White goes 1 for 2. Turner with it. Hands off to Anderson. That's just a really bad shot. That's got to be like a 2K animation thing. I can't really put that on the player because that play, every single time, the guy takes a deep fadeaway 3 that will never go in. So I got to find out what play that is and take that out because that's not going to work at any point in time. So 8-point game. Under 4 to go. Johnson just drives right by Turner. He just watches him go past him. What the hell was that? Anderson finds Bane in the corner for 3. He won't shoot. Derek White's there in front of him. He goes back to Rivers for a 3, though, and Rivers knocks it down. He is stepping up. Please, guys, do not let his best game be in vain. Please. Derek White off a couple of screens. Attacks. Rivers is there. He goes back out to Johnson. Now Trey Jones with it. Time counting down for San Antonio. Jones out to Johnson. He has to fire. And it is off, and we get the board. A chance for us to close this gap even further. Rivers against Johnson in the paint. He fires a tough one. It's no good. A bad shot resulting in a pretty bad miss, too. And now Gordon gets by Turner. Johnson finds him. 9-point game, under 2.5 to play. The offense has looked shaky at best. Russell off the screen. Fires at the elbow and missed again. Man, if he knocks like 3 to 4 more of those shots down that we have seen him miss, this game is tied. As Turner has the ball thrown right to him. Lucky break for us on defense. Are you serious? An illegal screen on Miles Turner turns the ball over. What is happening? Why are we performing so bad at home? What is going on? The Spurs get it back up by 9. This game is already over. We just could not put anything together. Couldn't get our best player going. Couldn't get Desmond Bane going. Russell taking bad shots, missing some good ones too. Turner scoring at the rim plus the foul on Gordon. Could have used that a lot earlier. I really don't see us making this comeback. As we take out Anderson to bring in Herb Jones. Out of all players, we take out Anderson. I don't understand. That is concerning and questionable. And now another foul is called against Turner. He's fouled out with 9 points. This is incredibly frustrating, guys. I'm sorry. The first free throw for Shepard falls short. Smith checks in for Turner. 8-point game, 119 and counting left. Russell off the Turner screen, or the Rivers screen rather, pulls up, misses another shot. What is he, like 7 for 20 or something here in this game? Got to be somewhere around there. Trey Jones gets a floater up and in, and that's going to be the dagger. We've shot 38% in this game. We have seen this kind of play before. And the Spurs take this one by 12, 106-94. I think we're kind of seeing here why we are losing so many games to start the season. The defense occasionally is great and occasionally is really bad, but the offense right now I think is the issue, which has been pretty much the staple reason why we have not found success in this series so far. We have a couple of guys to build around, but still a lot of work to be done in finding what pieces actually fit around those couple of players. So San Antonio takes this game after a very close first half where I thought they were by far the better team and we were kind of scraping by and somehow had like a 1-point game on our hands. But things got away from us there in that third quarter. Fourth quarter was not much better, but overall we shot 37% from the field. That is going to result in a loss almost every time. Free throws were actually pretty close, so I can't complain about that. But once again, points in the paint, got outscored by 16 points there. We took a lot of threes, which is normal these days, but got to knock down more of those. I think 38% is pretty solid, though, for a team. But points in the paint, problematic. Bench points, not much for either team. We got outboarded by a lot, which has been also a constant theme. We did have 9 steals and 10 blocks, so the defense actually was pretty solid. We only had 6 turnovers, too. We forced 12. But, I mean, there are some definite things to fix. Rivers drops 20 points. Great shooting day for him. Russell, 7 for 23. which I think is one of his better games this year, because as of right now, 15 points per game, but 31% from the field. That is just terrible. If you look at his actual games this year, we can see that every game is like this so far. So game 1, 5 for 14, 7 for 24, 5 for 18, 9 for 18, 5 for 15, 5 for 16, 2 for 13, 3 for 11, 7 for 23. We have to get the ball out of his hands immediately because it's not working. I think the first step in doing this is to go to our playbook and to go to assign plays. We'll go to Russell. I think we take off most of these. Handoff receiver is when he's shooting a lot of threes. So instead, I think I like him better as an isolation player, because I think that he does have that ability to work on somebody, drive by them, score at the rim. That he's much better at that than he is at knocking down contested shots. For pick and roll kind of plays, I'm going to put Cutter up here, and for pick and roll ball handler, I'll change this to pick and roll point, and hopefully that can kind of get him away from taking all these bad shots, because that has been a huge concern. I think that's one thing to fix. I think we consider changing plays for Desmond Bane if he's not going to continue to get those open looks that we're trying to get him to shoot. Anderson was only 3 for 12 in this game, so he also had a bad day. But also, I think 12 shots is the lowest amount he's taken all year. It's tied for second lowest. So this right here was by far his worst game. It was going to happen eventually. Came at a bad time because nobody else played well. But, I mean, yeah, Calvin Gordon, 28 points. He was fantastic, especially in that second half for the Spurs. Keldon Johnson, 26, 13, and 6. Great day for him. Derek White also getting involved and playing pretty well. But we're 3-6, and we have to find answers soon, because a 1-5 record at home is concerning. Do we consider potentially starting Wellington instead of D'Angelo Russell? I think we have to make this decision sooner than later, because as we just saw, Russell is shooting very poorly. So I think I'm going to do it right now, but I'll wait and see your guys' comments before I record the next episode. But I think I want to see what the rookie point guard can do for us, and see how we can do with Russell coming off the bench. So I think we give more minutes to Wellington, and also I think we give more to Rivers too. I think that he is playing well. I think that he's doing better than I thought he would be doing at this point in the season. And there is a chance that we also consider giving more minutes to Herb Jones and maybe start him over Desmond Bane for defensive purposes, because right now we don't have a defensive forward or guard that is going to lock somebody up like Herb Jones can. So that could help the defense. Would not help the offense really, but it might help the defense for sure. But I think we give minutes to those guys. I'll give these back to Herb Jones. So we're going to start Wellington. Unless you guys don't want me to, then I completely get that. I mean, we just won't. But we could do that. And we'll see what happens there. But 3-6. We have, I think, probably a couple of guys playing well. A couple of guys definitely not playing well. Anderson, 23 points per game. Is shooting 61% from the field. D'Angelo Russell, who is taking most of our shots, the bulk of our shots he is taking, and he is shooting by far the worst on the team. So that is probably the main reason why we are 3-6, and the offense is having some issues here. Rivers taking the third most amount of our shots, 14 points per game, 7 boards, 45% from the field, 38 from deep. I like how he's playing. I really do. And this game only reinforced that for me. Desmond Bane, 13 points per game. Want to get him going. Only 46% from the field, which is actually pretty solid. And he's shooting well from downtown too. But I want to get him more shots. He's only taken what is this? 9 shots per game. I think that needs to be around 13 to 14. So getting him the ball is going to be a crucial part of us playing better because he can knock down shots. He just has to get the ball more. Turner is playing pretty well to start the season on both ends of the court. Azette, not off to a great start. 38% from the field. Wellington also not shooting very well. 38% from the field. 40% from downtown, though. But we have things to fix here before things get away from us. Does Rich Smalls get a chance to play at some point? He's not a good shooter, but he's a good slasher and a good passer. So he could have that. Does Fredrickson make an appearance shortly if there's an issue on the bench? The possibility. A lot of things to consider and to think about here as we wrap up the episode. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. Please comment down below, like, and subscribe. And hopefully next episode we have some answers for this team's issues. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.